Robot dogs. Yeah.
The number one top story of the week
cameraman.
is the true and accurate history of the boating accident meme. This is from, of course, Scoresby. It's like 3 weeks in a row. January 30th.
Powerful.
25 comments, 23,000 sats. Keyan, what's Scoresby talking about this week?
Well, he's talking about the history of the boating accident meme. Most Bitcoiners know that it's a common, I guess, response to questions about what are you going to do when the IRS comes and asks about your Bitcoin, or what are you going to do about the Bitcoin you sold this year? And you say, I lost all of my Bitcoin in a boating accident, is the phrase. And so Scoresby, it's sort of like nice try Fed. It's kind of how we use it. We don't have any Bitcoin. What are you talking about? We lost in a boating accident. Scoresby tries to uncover what the origin of it was, and he starts out in this post by going back through the Bitcoin Talk forum, which was the first place people talked about Bitcoin, and discovers its usage there. I think it was in a thread where someone asked, how much Bitcoin do you all hold? And this was, I think, back in 2013. And that's, the top tier of how much Bitcoin people had in US dollars was like $15,000. But someone in that thread replied, I lost it in a boating accident. The pictures car showing are unrelated to what I'm talking about. He's reading the post for the first time. I'm just kidding. But
I'm entertaining. See, okay, so pause. We're gonna pause for a second.
All right.
So you're talking about the thing, but I'm trying to entertain the visual person who's watching this show live, because they'll see this. They'll see two old men talking about this. They'll be like, "This is boring. I'm gonna stop watching this."
I hear you. I'm just.
So,
I was
for
just
the podcast
around.
listeners. They're like, "Oh, Keon's grooving."
I just feel like
Keon's grooving. But for the people that are like watching this at home on their television sets, they're like,
I know. I just feel like
you think they just want to stare at this the whole time?
I just feel like I hadn't insulted you yet in this segment of the podcast.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff that you don't see that I do on the show. Come on.
Sorry. I always like Penn and Teller when they like.
Where are we at? We're like 160 episodes at this point. Come on.
That's right. I don't know why I question the magic.
Don't question the magic.
Don't look behind the curtain,
all right,
guys. All right.
Start all over. We got to start all over.
Definitely not starting all over. But I guess some people say, it predates even Bitcoin, the boating accident meme. It was actually a commonly used phrase with regard to gun ownership. Yeah. So if you had guns and people came for your guns, I don't have any guns. I lost them in a boating accident. And
so that's so smart.
Yeah. And so that for a long time that has been used.
But where do you get to the Titanic part?
The Titanic is related to the actual origin of the boating accident meme.
But stuff was actually lost.
It was.
Titanic, yeah.
But
so much so James Cameron did a whole expedition and a movie on it.
He did.
And he's still searching for the treasures of the Titanic.
Yeah, he's really into the ocean.
Some people think he's just down there for water stuff.
It's like
no.
Epstein's underground world.
There's probably some like bigger treasure that.
You think he's like
sexually
attracted to octopuses or something?
No, I think there's probably like some bigger.
According to South Park, he's trying to raise the bar.
He's trying to raise the bar?
For what?
Raise the bar.
For what?
You have to see the episode.
Okay. Raise the bar for what? For treasure hunting? Or you mean for water? Scuba diving or whatever? What do they call it? Submersion?
They made it into a cultural thing.
Oh, okay.
To raise the bar on people.
Sorry, go for it, Keanu.
Okay. Well, the like where the boating accident meme like originated was it was used to signal to someone adventure, and that you can get into a boating accident meaning that life is still full of adventure. You can take big risks and possibly die.
Dude, I've been watching a lot of I Barely Survived This. Dude, telling you, boating accidents. This is a real thing. Like, there's this lady that I saw. Poor, bless her heart. Like, she literally saw all her friends die because they got some weird thing when you drink your own urine or something, and then they hopped off the boat, and then they got eaten by sharks. And she witnessed all of that, and then she almost died. And then there's just some freight liner that picked her up.
Sharks really like urine? But
I'm saying
a urine popsicle.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like, boating accidents do happen, and it was just because they were sailing for fun. So I'm saying, man, it's treacherous out there in the ocean.
Yeah, but so I guess the first recorded usage of the boating accident meme, I think was in
Was it Titanic?
it was this guy, I think his name is William Shackley. He wrote
You're barely here. You're barely here. Gosh, that's
Is Shackleton? Ernest Shackleton. Ernest Shackleton. He wrote. Thank you.
I feel like we should just call in Scoresby for this. Just be like, Scoresby, tell us what your post
Phone a
is."
friend. Yeah. But he wrote asking for people to help or to join his expedition. I think is he was going to the South Polar region, and he was tempting men who maybe felt like the modern world was a little safe with, you could get into a boating accident. And so it was like it was a phrase to signal to someone that they're really engaging in real life activity, was the original kind of like impetus behind the meme.
The other thing, you ever see the Royal Tenenbaums? It's like he died saving his family from a boating accident.
I don't think I did. I don't think I could.
That's what I'm saying. I think the boating accident thing's been out there.
I was tired of Wes
whole
Anderson by
thing.
that point, I think.
I think now it's more like a plane crash. Now our like modern version of this more is a plane crash. There's been plane crashes recently. And you
Yep.
know what's interesting about that? If you guys saw the helicopter
Yeah,
crash into the commercial airplane, and
it did.
it tragically affected the ice skating,
Yes. Killed ice skaters.
which is a kind of a repeat, like back in the 60s, the same thing happened to that same ice skating group.
No way, really?
Yes.
I didn't hear about that.
So watch out if you ice skate and you go in the sky.
You know what I heard about? You know what I heard about? Because I've been watching. So after I got through watching I barely survived this. There's another show called Planes, like near like what you're describing, like planes that almost like that don't make it or whatever. But apparently, every time there's a plane crash, it's actually like net positive. Is like they find out what the problem was and they fix it. So it's kind of like fighting a bug, and then it reduces future plane fatalities. Oh, helicopter. So they did one on Kobe Bryant, how he died his helicopter, and it was just because of not the winds, but the what do you call that?
The shape of the ground?
No, there's like a term that whenever a pilot thinks he's going up, but he's actually going down. I forget that term. I'm not a pilot, but maybe Ted knows. No, it's like a technical term. Anyway, but like that happens though, where they don't know
Based on their visuals.
Yeah,
and
their scope is telling them something different than what they're seeing, but they think they're going up, but in reality they're actually going down. And then by the time they see that they're going down, it's too late. Yeah. Anyways, all this stuff is very real.
It is
I
very.
don't know how we got on this subject.
I think you were talking about your show. You've been selling your show, but we were
It's
just
great stuff. I like watching this.
Yeah, this is just the origin of the boating accident meme was a call to adventure, and then it got repurposed into like a plausible deniability thing. Is basically how it ended up, but yeah, it's interesting to learn that the boating accident, and it's also interesting for Bitcoin because if a boating accident is possible with a Bitcoin, that means that you're in control of it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the way Scoresby ties it all together.
So definitely plausible. It's Real Fake said this belongs to Stacker.News best of. Is there a best of territory?
No.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
We have a current
is there a
post.
golden? Oh, okay, cool.